Hello and happy Monday. It is September 18th. I am MJ, and this is a general reading for the collective. And today, I'm using my Raven's Dream Tarot. This is a deck that I am independently publishing. I am the person behind it. So when you order your deck, you're ordering it directly from the artist. I've been talking about that a lot here the last day. And I even noticed US Games has on their Instagram page a whole thing about this as well today. So yeah, it's really becoming such an issue, a big problem with fake decks. And all I got to say is, if you really love an artist, the best way you can support an artist is by literally supporting the artist and not the person creating the fake decks. So anyway, let's get right to it. Let's talk about the energy that's influencing us today, the energy that's behind our mood, our decisions, how we relate with one another. All right. So I'm going to clear my mind, clear that chatter, and ask that my guides join us and bring with them the information that will best serve us as a collective. Okay. So this first card is the energy that's influencing our decisions, our mood, how we relate with one another. I'm keeping an eye. I just noticed Loki. Loki was kind of sniffing around over here, looking like she was going to get into trouble. All right. So we're starting off here. Oh, look at this. We're starting off with this energy of the Six of Cups. And am I remembering correctly that we saw this card last week as well? Sometimes I do readings for myself, and they kind of, I'm like, was that for me or was that for the collective? Anyway, let's get back to this reading for the collective. We're starting off with this energy of the Six of Cups, which means that we're going to feel a little bit more nostalgic today. We might be thinking more about our past. We might be thinking about what it was like to be a kid and feel just that freedom that comes from exploring new ideas, that freedom that comes from knowing that really at the end of the day, your responsibilities are pretty minimal, right? Might be homework, might be cleaning your room. The big heavy stuff is left to the adults. And so having this energy influencing us today, we might be more apt to kind of walk down memory lane. You might find yourself scrolling through pictures, on your phone, looking at maybe pictures of your kids when they were younger, or looking at old family albums, anything that, that just kind of brings you back, that takes you back to a place when maybe things were a little bit more simple, when life was a little bit more easy. So having this energy influence us, we're going to see how that plays a role in the situation. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, look at this. So coming up here, we have this energy of the Two of Wands. So this is a time when you're feeling a little bit more creative. You're feeling a little bit more powerful, perhaps. You're ready to make a move. You're ready to take maybe that leap, into the unknown. But you have a sense of confidence within you because you have something that is unique to you. This is your spark. This is that something special that you possess. And when you recognize that within you, you know that you can move forward with confidence, that you will bring something to, to a situation or to the world, maybe even, that is special and needed at this time. So having this Six of Cups energy influencing us today, we might be looking back at our past. We might be, feeling nostalgic about something, but it might be in that nostalgia that something blooms, right? That the idea comes to be, that something comes into your mind that maybe wouldn't have if you weren't in that place of feeling at peace, or thinking about things from maybe a more childlike perspective, or thinking about how things were when you were a kid. You might be thinking about the problems that you faced maybe when you were younger. And now with this time between you, You're able to see solutions maybe that you didn't see before. And because of that unique experience that you had in your childhood, you might be ready to do something to maybe help other people, to be, um, you know, to be, an innovator of some kind and bring this idea to light whatever it was. Maybe there is, just like this raven here who brought light to the sun. Maybe that is what your job here is going to be. And it all comes back to you because you were thinking about the past. You were thinking about your childhood. You were thinking about maybe when things were easier, or maybe you were thinking about how things were harder back when you were a kid. Maybe there was an issue that was particularly difficult during your childhood. But now, with advances in technology, maybe there are ways to make that easier for other people. So let's see what we have here for the uninvited house guest. Who's showing up at our door? Okay. So coming in here, knocking on our door, we have the Seven of Cups. So here comes someone who, as far as being helpful, they might not be so helpful. They might get lost in this dream. If you're bringing something new to the table, if you're ready to put yourself out there and move forward with an idea, and you're looking for support and you're looking for other people to kind of rally around you, you might find people who are really caught up with this, right? They might be really excited about it, but they might not be looking at this situation from your perspective. They might be dreaming about how it will relate to them and how whatever it is that you're creating, how it will impact their lives. And they might kind of get lost in that. And you might not find that their support is, although they're there with you, right? Mentally, they're like, yes, move forward. But if you need any sort of physical support, if you need help doing anything, you might find that they're not going to be very dependable because they're so lost in the dream of whatever it is that you're creating. They might just sort of procrastinate or dive down that rabbit hole, and it might be hard to get them back out. So let's see what the advice is, and then we can kind of wrap all of it together, and we'll see how this plays out here. Okay. That Seven of Cups coming in as the external influence, or that uninvited house guest, might be something that distracts you as well. It might come in as something that kind of takes your eye off the prize here. And as you're dreaming about all the things that you're going to do, once you find success with whatever this is, whatever this situation is, that's the Two of Wands here. If you find yourself putting the horse before the cart and thinking about how successful you're going to be when all of this takes off, you might find yourself not putting in the work to see this Two of Wands situation realized. Okay. Anyway, let's see what we have here for the advice. Okay. Oh, here we have the Page of Swords. Okay. So here we have a situation for you to speak up, speak your truth. This is a time maybe to fight an injustice. This is a time for you to communicate clearly to perhaps those around you from your past. Maybe this is a time where, if you're feeling nostalgic, right? Oh, God, here's another thing that just kind of comes up with this. If you're feeling nostalgic, if you're thinking about your past, you're thinking about your childhood, you're thinking about maybe the circumstances surrounding your childhood, you might find yourself falling down this trap of like, oh, geez, if only my parents were like this, or if only life went differently, or if I didn't have that struggle growing up, or if, you know, I got this block and I know it's somewhere from my childhood. I'm just trying to root it out. I know it's there. If the 6 of Cups is bringing up nostalgia that has you thinking about perhaps these seeds that got planted as a child, you might find that now it's the time for you to stand up and speak up and say, hey, you know what? When you said this to me when I was a kid, it kind of hurt my feelings. But not only did it hurt my feelings, it put something within my brain that made me think that maybe I wouldn't be good at doing whatever it is that you're doing, right? It might be time to clear the air and speak up to those who maybe held you back when you were younger. So here, the situation that's coming up is one for you to step into your own, right? To move into a position of power, to make that bold choice, to be unique and to offer the world that thing that is special, that is you. You have something of value that we all are waiting for, right? We need this, but we need your confidence to do it. We need you to feel comfortable when you set this sun ablaze here. And you might find that something comes up where you are kind of getting that taste of success. Maybe you're starting to realize this dream is beginning to unfold. And in that, all of a sudden, the dream becomes this giant fantasy because it morphs. And it might be time to also, you might find other people come in and give you a dose of reality as well, here, where they speak up and tell you, hey, this is the truth of the situation. But I really feel like this advice card is for you. This is for you to speak up, speak your mind, tell the world, what is true to you, and if it's something that goes back to your past, if it's something that you're wrestling with from your past that's been holding you back, you might have to confront the source of that seed. You might have to, and maybe clear the air there as well. Sometimes, our parents, and if you're of my generation, our parents were not, how do I say this? For the most part, at least I can speak from my experience. My parents were not nurturing people. They were not there to provide love and support, and encouragement. If anything, it kind of often felt like the opposite. Maybe that's the similar experience to you. And maybe it's time for you to acknowledge that and say, hey, maybe you were just doing the best that you were with the stuff that you were given by your parents, and speak up and speak your truth to them, not dismissing it, but at least let them know that, hey, this is what has happened as a result. This is what the seed grew into. And when you clear the air, when you speak your truth, it's like all of a sudden, I feel like it's like when the walls begin to open, it's like no longer do you feel that barrier between you and your goal. When you can speak up and express your reality, your truth, right? The situation, how it impacted you in many ways, how maybe it held you back from making big choices in the past. Maybe it held you back from putting yourself out there, but not now, right? Because now you have another opportunity to put yourself out there, to create something, to move into a new direction. And this is the time to do it. Take the lessons perhaps from your past. Recognize them now with fresh eyes and recognize where you have this potential. Yes, there are lots and lots of reasons to dream right now, right? You're starting to see things kind of take shape. And when they start to take shape, it's easy to get lost, in just watching it all unfold. Don't procrastinate on the things that you need to take care of. Don't get lost in the fantasy, because that's the thing that quickly kills dreams, right? When you stop working towards a goal and you start just thinking about it. So keep focused on this one. Keep focused on this one. This is where you're going, but also speak your truth as well. Okay. So much love, peace, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.